Yeah.
So I'm gonna play your theme music, okay?
Okay, here we go.
T-shirts on, is that you? Okay, good.
You know what that means, Pat?
What's that, sir?
It's time for the Jeff and Janky Show!
Booyah! Is your
Only
dad
on
named
Kaotic
Rod?
Radio.
Is your dad's name Rod?
Just a mile away from a mile away. Let's say an hour away from Hollywood, huh?
An hour away from Hollywood and civilization.
Or wherever you are. It's just an hour away from where you are.
Are you from Hollywood?
I am. I'm from LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Awesome. Today's our special guest.
Hot Chick Friday is
Comedian, SAG actress,
Yay, Jennifer Elizabeth.
Jennifer Anderson.
Wow.
All right.
Totally confused to why I'm on Hot Chick Friday. I'm like,
How dare you?
I'm
You
like-
belong here.
I'm like the Walmart clearance aisle of hot chicks. Did they all like blow up
Hey,
in a van or something?
Hey, you'll see Pat. You'll see Pat picking up the toys and action figures on the clearance aisle. We've really scored.
Yeah.
At the Walmart aisle, we have a King Kong.
Yeah, we got our King Kongs there for $6, and they were going for like 19.
That's a great deal.
Yeah. So we might find your action figure there too.
Yeah, it's way up at the top because only tall people can get it.
Yeah, that's right. Only tall people. That's when all the
That's
little short people.
Yeah.
They always do that to us when we're at the supermarket, right? It's like,
Yes.
oh, can you reach that for me on the top shelf?
Sure, that's what I'm good for. I have a T-shirt that says "doesn't play basketball"
Wow. Well, of course you're a
because I never did.
Yeah, no, that means you're a volleyball player.
Totally not.
What?
I didn't do any sports in high school, like none. I was like anti-sports, just because I'm tall.
So was I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not going to conform.
We were the rock and roller nerds, you know?
Totally. I was totally in band. Totally.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was in the Tall Flags.
Wow. I dated the Tall Flags from Claremont High.
Oh, yeah?
Carrie, if you're listening, thank you. But wow. Yeah, Tall Flags. It felt close enough to cheerleaders. You just don't grade her until your friends, I got a cheerleader.
Yes, I was like right on that edge.
Wow, very nice because you wore a uniform.
Yeah.
You came out before the game.
Yes.
Oh.
And spun my flag.
Spun your flag beautifully. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're from LA? You're from here? No, I'm trying to find your IMDb. Jenny Anderson, would that be you?
No, Jennifer Anderson? Am I there anywhere?
I'm looking for you. I found Elizabeth Anderson, who was in Time Guardian. Are you in Time Guardian?
No.
Let's see.
That's
Hold on.
Elizabeth, okay? Her name is Jennifer.
Yes.
Are you in Guys Reading Poems?
No.
Damn. Okay, wrong, Jenny Anderson.
No, that's the one that Natalie Lopez that we had. She did that. She did all the set design for that one.
Oh, nice.
Are you in the BFF?
No. Do you have Fruit of the Poisonous Tree anywhere on there?
Wow, the legal term. Let me find Fruit of the Poisonous Tree.
Okay.
Interesting. But you're an actress and comedian.
I am.
When'd you get your SAG card on?
2003 when I was on Scrubs.
You were on Scrubs.
I was the mean German nanny on Scrubs.
You were on the... Okay, right.
I was Dr. Cox's nanny.
Wow. No, Dr. Cox was the father advisor.
Yeah.
I did a Michael Jackson video with him.
Oh, you did?
I did. He was an incredibly
Awesome.
nice man. He was... the video never got finished because he bailed... He bailed on the Michael Jackson, not the guy from Scrubs.
Oh.
Wow, but not Ted McGinley, but the other guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he was so nice on set. My first scene, I got to come out in a towel. That was exposure.
Wow, in front of a live studio audience.
Yes, I had
didn't even clear it for you.
only
Wow.
a towel on and then a towel on my head. I'm like, this is yeah, I hope you're proud, Mom.
Wow. Well, you were on a hit sitcom,
Yeah.
so hold on. Fruit of the Poisonous Tree, which is a legal term about... Fruit of the Poisonous Tree, I believe, means if... Here you go. It means if the information comes from a bad source, it's all bad.
Yeah.
With Vic Maganga, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, the guy from Star Trek. Have you done the Star Trek TV movies then?
Not yet.
Wow.
Not yet.
Well, all right, Dante. Brasco. It was directed by Colton Dietz. Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
That's coming out in 2019. I was typecast to play a waitress.
Wow. Gotta start somewhere.
So that means
That's
if
a
you're a
stretch.
waitress, you're an actress.
See?
When you're not waitressing, you're acting.
See?
Oh, you did it with Mariano Mendoza. Didn't we have him on the show?
I'm not sure. On a phone call, maybe. What? I don't
Maybe
think
a phone call. I think I auditioned with him.
Oh, cool.
Tori Osborne. CSI team.
It's a really
Come
cool.
on, waitress.
I'm still trying to pop up an MD on my computer.
Jennifer Aniston, waitress. I found you, baby. Wow. Actress, writer known for Scrubs. Bob and the Amazon.
I created that. I'm the Amazon.
Wow.
Well, yeah. You think?
I wouldn't be Bob.
But casting you as Bob would be a total waste.
Right?
Wow.
I could pull it off. I could pull it off.
Casting director.
Come on, what's
Yeah, you were
taking-
the Amazon. Wow.
Yeah. I
Did
created
you dress
that.
like an Amazon?
Oh, I had the whole Amazon outfit. Yeah.
Do you have pictures?
Yes, on my Facebook.
Oh, next stop, your Jenny's Facebook. Wow. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So, what was the plot to Bob and the Amazon, Jennifer?
So Bob is a really meek, shy, quiet guy who has everything going against him. And he has, when he's called a dork, he has his inner Amazon come out, which is me, and she takes care of everything for him.
Really?
Yes. It's kind of like Trunk Monkey.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Only inner Amazon.
Ah, yeah.
Trunk monkey reference on this show. Wow.
Cool.
Oh, I love Trunk Monkey, man.
One or two ends, Jennifer?
2 ends.
Wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here we
This
go.
is really
It's still
This is really
circling.
compelling radio, folks.
Welcome to Silent Radio.
Where's the Zumba instructor? That must be her.
Yes.
Now, what is Zumba? What's Zumba compared to aerobics or whatever? When you get in a group in the studio, and how's it? What is it?
It's all like international dancing, so like samba, rumba, Colombia. It's international dancing mixed with cardio.
Oh.
Line dancing there, belly dancing.
You've done belly dancing.
Yes.
Wow, interesting. Zumba, indeed.
So it's like Gloria Esteban, just like constant. Yeah, that takes that. Yeah, that'll burn some calories.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. It's like 2,000 a session for me.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah.
2,000 calories a session.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. For the Amazon
I'm
shots.
typing your name in, and here we
Yay,
go.
Google me. No, I'm just kidding.
Google exercise because zombies will eat the slow ones first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're looking at my face. Yes.
Give us a picture of you in the Amazon. Come on, find it.
Yes, okay. Where am I?
Oh, here we go. It's like Pat's IMDb and mine. We don't have our pictures on there.
I can grab it up on mine.
She didn't have her picture on hers either, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. None of us have our pictures on ours.
Well, it costs money.
Yeah, it costs money. I did it for the first year, and then
Well, it got you no
I
work.
just let it-
You asked me about it. I said, if you don't get a bounce out of it, don't do it. You did it for a year and a half and got no bounce. You know?
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
and you will never see Pat or I saying, "Please give my IMD a like."
Oh, that is,
rating.
I want to kick everyone who posts that in the nuts. That's ridiculous. Wow. Was that you as
Yeah,
an
it's me,
Amazon?
yeah.
Wow. Are you wearing an eye patch?
No.
That's her as the
Wow!
Amazon.
Holy kick-ass, man!
Nice. Wow.
Look
And
at
you
the
created-
wolf. What are your cups? What are those?
Oh, they were
wolf or
skulls.
Skulls. Skulls.
I like the braids and the
Right?
headband. Was that at Comic-Con? Or?
That was at Frankenstein's. We did this really cool, nerdy Vader Star Wars episode.
When did you do that?
Because we go there all the time.
Yeah, we did
We're
it
there all the time.
Like 3 years ago, they let us use the back room where they have all the autographs.
Wrestling and all that. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we use it. I got this whole cool comic book episode up on YouTube.
Do you really? And,
Uh-huh.
And how often do you go to Frank's?
Not as much as I want to, but like every couple months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bravo.
I'm a total
Hold
nerd.
on. She might be a fake nerd. I have to test her. What day is New Comic Day?
I have no idea.
Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday.
Wow, Wednesday it is. Wow.
Yeah.
I knew you would know, jerk.
The Undertaker's coming to the Frank and
Oh,
Sons.
awesome. I love the Undertaker.
Mark
Yeah.
Calloway.
Yeah.
That's his real name.
Awesome.
Mark Calloway? No wonder he calls himself Undertaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the wrestling thing, I've never understood when wrestling, even when we were kids and they do the rock and wrestling and all that, and it always kind of puzzled me. You know what I mean? I mean, I think I've talked on the show about being on the set of Spider-Man when Randy Macho Man Savage
Was he getting roid rage?
He was totally roid raging.
Oh, he was?
He was going to beat up a PA.
Really?
Yeah, and Sam Raimi was getting the kid out.
What are you doing here? I'm gonna get you. Oh yeah.
And I had breakfast once with Jake the Snake, and it wasn't really pretty. He was kind of wrecked,
Yeah. It does. It's like getting in. When I was pro wrestling out there in Bill Anderson's School of Wrestling,
His name in the ring was Super Wuss.
it was the Batarang.
Super Wuss.
But it was like
I'm gonna break him like a Q-tip.
every time you get in the ring and it's like getting in a car wreck, man.
Yeah.
It's I got slammed so hard by a guy big as him, man.
Oh, no.
300 pounds, this guy Jack Bull, and body slam. I'm just going, man, I knocked the wind out
Oh,
of me.
no. You can't see straight for like a month.
Yeah, it takes it, and those guys do it for 20, 30 years, and it. When I talked to Roddy Piper, when he was still alive, when we were at that one.
Yeah, because if you talk to him now, it won't remember.
Remember we were at what were that one? Something of the Dead, Days of the Dead.
Days of the Dead.
And I talked to him, and he says, "Man, it's just like a disease. You get this, you go crazy. You just bang your head so much."
Really?
And yeah, and he just
He
told
was
me,
pretty concussed, yeah.
yeah.
Yikes. No,
But a
thank
very
you.
nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a great. But he was just being honest with me, telling man, it's like
Super sweet when he's on meds.
Wow. So where'd you go? You went to Warren High, but you went out here, huh?
Yeah, I went to Warren High. I went to Cerritos for culinary arts. So
Wow.
backup career was a chef.
So you know how to make us a grilled cheese sandwich.
I sure can. I could put
Yeah.
bacon in it too.
Go get it.
Hold on.
Hey, Princess, get us a beer.
Princess. What?
That's my favorite Han Solo shirt. It says, he's sitting on a couch watching TV and he says, Princess, make me a sandwich.
Oh, it does? Oh, no.
So how long were you going to Frankenstein's?
Forever.
Oh, okay.
So I was a baby nerd.
What's your favorite booth there? Who's your favorite vendor?
Well, my friend has a booth there, so I'm going to say my friend.
Ah.
What does your friend sell?
Books and action figures.
Loose or boxed?
Both.
Wow. I'm trying to place the
He likes going through. We love going through the big $5 boxes, and digging through and finding a piece of gold there. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I mean, Frankenstein's is, we've joked about it being our home away from home. You know?
But totally. Yeah, it's awesome. You just.
Yeah, exactly. What's your favorite convention? Do you do San Diego?
Yeah, I used to do con before it sold out. It's so hard to get into now. But I love going to Comic-Con. I dress as the Amazon, or I dress as my
character.
I dress as my other character too, the shepherdess.
Yeah.
What does the shepherdess look like? We need a picture.
She's on there too. She takes bad dates and she puts them on an island.
Yeah.
That's charming.
But she looks like a shepherdess,
Nice.
Where is she?
Interesting. I'm sorry. Compelling radio again.
That's what I know,
Go,
right?
Bill.
Don't say anything.
Oh, I used to do that too. Remember when you tell a story? in the early days of the show last year.
No, you did it to me too yesterday.
Did I?
No, that was for real because you were actually falling asleep.
That first hour was murder, man. Oh, yeah, perfect. Wow, look at here she is as the shepherdess.
Have my cheese wheel of doom, my sheep of sleep, and my crick of justice.
The little Bo Peep can is a nice touch.
Yeah. You should. Well, are you going to go to Oktoberfest? I got my lederhosen.
I should. I fit in.
Yeah. Pat should go. Pat, you need to get some lederhosen.
Lederhosen?
Yeah, you need to go to Oktoberfest.
Are we talking about the one in Long Beach or where do they hold it?
No, they have it at Alpine Village.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Alpine Village.
Yeah. I haven't been
My
there
people
forever.
are big friends of the Germans.
Yes,
Something
and
with them rolling through our village and killing everyone there.
they have the Oktoberfest in Big Bear, too.
Oh.
And that's another good one.
Big
That'd be
Bear's
fun.
closer, but driving back would be murder, especially if you're...
Yeah. All the hills and stuff.
Wow. And now, were you an only daughter, the oldest or youngest?
I'm the only one, so they had the biggest and tallest one they could possibly have.
Wow.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to have a kid, you might as well have a Costco size.
Yeah, right? I want this one.
Yeah.
For those of you just tuning into the live stream, this is Jennifer Anderson.
I wish.
Jennifer Anderson.
Because if it was Jennifer...
SAG actress and comedian.
Yay.
And super vixen. How tall are you?
6'2".
6'2".
You're in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
There is no short people in the studio today.
She's the same size as my brother Donald.
And so is Bernard, our producer.
Is Bernard 6'2"?
Bernard is, we're about the same height. I think he's a little taller than me. I think he's 6'2".
Nice.
He's a station manager, so he struck me as taller and more handsome than you, Jeff.
Well,
He's like Superman. He stands
wait a minute. No, me Superman.
Bernard stands like this.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, and he goes to the Emerald City Comic Con, which I've covered for the
Whoa,
last 7 years.
that's one I haven't been to.
Me neither. What's that one like?
It's beautiful. I interviewed, you know what? It's in my home away from, my family's home away from home is Seattle. My mom's from Seattle. So for the last 10 years, I've gone up there. It's almost as big as Comic-Con. It's like a baby Comic-Con. It's like Comic-Con 10 years before Comic-Con was Comic-Con.
Okay.
They've got great guests. Seattle crowds, because it's all Microsoft and Starbucks money, they're very polite. So the celebrities are basically sitting unmolested. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, so you can get interviews with people you would never get a mile near in LA.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's polite. Again, and, it's a great convention. There's a lot of 50-cent books, which you know is my jam. Exactly. 50-cent comics, man.
And along with the $5 and under action figure tubs.
Yeah.
Well, with the action figure tubs, you got to wait until Sunday. And if you do the action figure tubs, you got to decide, are you going for irony? Or are you going for... I mean, they'll have a big plastic tub filled with figures.
Oh, cool.
One year at San Diego, the Mr. T doll that sits on my TV, I found it in a $3 bin.
Oh, good.
I mean, Mr. T, man.
That's awesome, right? I pity the fool who doesn't get this.
I met Mr. T at my very first San Diego con, the one you and I went to.
Oh, awesome. You did?
And there were two guys making fun of some. Mr. T did an album called Be Somebody or Be Somebody's Fool.
Okay.
And they were talking about, he did a song there, Listen to Your Mama.
Yeah, listen to your mom, yeah.
And they were goofing on it, and they were about 15 feet away. Mr. T's talking to some girl, and he goes, "Excuse me." He gets up from the table, walks down, and these guys are so busy, they don't see Mr. T coming.
Oh, no.
Something wrong, but listen to your mama. And they apologized, and it was amazing.
They were just, Mr. T.
Sorry.
I pity the fool that disrespects his mama. Nobody told me. Nobody disrespect me. Only my mama. Nobody calls me no name.
Just mama. Yeah, just mama. But it was amazing to watch him call them on it. You know what I mean? I mean, he walked up to them, and I really dug him for that. I mean, that's Mr. T, man.
Yeah.
He's sticking to his guns, and put them in their place.
A-teaming it.
Yeah, but no fear whatsoever. And remember, he used to be a famous bouncer.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
That's how we got into the A-Team, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
He used to do. They said Mr. T. Stallone saw him as a bodyguard and hired him. And decided to build Clubber Lang around him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Rocky III, the best sequel of any film ever made.
Yeah.
Rocky III is the best.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
Anything Monty Python?
Really? Wow.
Yes.
I love Jabberwocky. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah?
That Jabberwocky monster was great.
Yes.
so over the top ridiculous. That's just like the rabbit biting the heads off in Holy Grail.
Yes. It's a killer rabbit. Yeah.
You have to appreciate and know the dry humor, the English humor.
Yeah, to get it. Yeah. It's very satire, very dry. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I met Eric Idle once.
No way.
Where?
Yeah. I was at Holy Grail kind of revival thing.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't say anything to him. I freaked out. I was just like, could you sign this?
And what did you have him sign?
A picture, of all of them, the whole group.
Really?
Yeah, I totally fangirled. It was really embarrassing.
That's hilarious.
I walked out. I was like, no.
You can never tell. I mean, if someone pushes your nerd threshold.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in college, I interviewed Stan Lee at Marvel Productions. And my big brother drove. And we got in the elevator. And I just fanboyed out.
Yeah.
I told him. And then my brother's like, he's doing this, like, shut up. There was this beautiful Marvel secretary smirking in the elevator, and she sees Stan Lee every morning. All she sees is an old man.
She's just like, I'm just doing my job.
Just Stan Lee. Man.
I mean, Stan Lee, he wants to be around people who don't know who he is and don't kiss his ass, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, we got another LA Comic-Con coming up at
That'll
we
be
got to
the
go
October
to.
one. That'll be a
And we need to see you there in character.
I know, I need to go dressed up as something. That'd be awesome.
Anything you want, Slave Leia. Anything you feel like dressing as Slave Leia. Just putting that in the atmosphere.
Just saying it out loud. Just hinting it.
Third time I'm going to cough it. Slave Leia. What was your first cosplay, Jennifer?
I'd have to say the Shepherdess was the first one when I went to Comic-Con dressed as her.
You went as your own character?
I went as my own character. Yeah, I was like, I don't need to be anybody else. I'll just confuse everybody and wear this cheese wheel.
You never did She-Hulk or anything?
I know, I should. I don't think I'm muscly enough.
Oh, come on. You look great, Greens. The Bo Peep cane is a nice touch.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
I wrapped it in duct tape with
Did you
plastic
really?
all over it. Whatever I had. I'm like, this will be awesome.
Well, it looks good. The pictures are funny.
It was fun. I got a whole bunch of pictures taken with me and they had no idea who I was. It was great.
But it's cool. I mean, you went as your own character.
Yeah.
That shows great confidence.
Thank you.
Wow. Let's see. So when was your first stand-up comedian gig?
At the Comedy Store in 2010. My very first one. In the Belly Room.
Open mic? Or?
It was booked. I went to a class, graduated, and we had this cool graduation ceremony. Did my thing. It was awesome.
Who taught the class?
It was Judy Carter.
What? Okay. Mm-hmm. And then were you nervous?
No, I was like, this is my element. This is what I was meant to do.
Wow.
That is the hardest thing, I think, to do because it's so easy. I mean, if you fail and people don't laugh, it can be so humiliating.
Oh, yeah, I've had those days.
Have you really? Wow.
Yeah, I had to do a gig in front of 50 drunk accountants. That didn't go over so well. They did not like my material. They were just throwing paper at me, and they did not like me.
They threw paper at you?
Mm-hmm, they're accountants.
Now that's funny.
See?
Wow.
Thank you. I'll be here for 2 hours.
That you will be. Let's see. Okay, so what made you want to be a comedian?
I started off as an actress when I was really young, and I kind of just moved into comedy. I'm not really kind of a drama person. I just did it one time and it just never stopped.
Was that Scrubs or did you?
Yeah, when I was in Scrubs, I just fell in love with it so much, and I was like, just being such a goober on set, I was like telling jokes to everybody. I'm like, I've got to do stand up. I've got to do stand up.
How did they find you for Scrubs?
Casting agent found me.
Wow.
Yeah, and I went in on this 3-person call, and I had no idea. It was my first like authentic audition with a casting agent. I was just being myself, just talking to him, just being a dork, and the other girls were just super serious, and he was just like, I like you. You've got it. And I'm like, cool, thanks.
Oh, you were hired. You were hired. You were hired in the room.
Yeah, the minute I walked out of the room, they called me and they hired me, and I was like,
the other two must have hated you.
Oh, they did not like me at all. They were like, ah.
Were you taller than them?
For sure.
Wow.
Taller than everybody.
Wow. Not everybody.
Well, almost.
Wow. Well, nice one, Valkyrie.
Yeah, thank you.
So how long were you on? Scrubs is a sitcom, but you obviously did some stuff shot on film before.
I was on the whole season 3.
Oh, you were?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's right. They kept going back to your character.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, so you were on for all of season 3.
Yeah, I was the whole season. I was just mean German nanny. It was just, I had a crazy German accent. I was like, where do you want me to take baby? I will take her for a walk in park.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
That could be terrifying to a patient.
Right?
Yes.
The last thing you hear, oh, is that death? No.
Is that death? Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, and I just went from stand-up, just jumped into stand-up from there.
And what's the biggest celebrity you opened for, stand-up wise?
Do you know Vargas Mason?
I know of the name.
He was on Last Comic Standing.
You opened for him. Now, is that scary? I mean, when you have his crowd coming in and
It was awesome. It was amazing. Amazing. I have my closer is I either put on Spanx on stage or I do the white man dance. Because white guys can't dance, so I kind of emulate all the bad dancing.
wow.
Or I do like a plus size girl routine where I put on Spanx on
Really?
stage.
Oh my God, Jimmy Shaw is watching us. He does his more. He was here. They do their own podcast now. They were with us
Awesome.
at this station, and he says hello.
Hi,
I
Jimmy.
think he knows you.
I think so.
Wow.
What's up?
We would show you his old driver's license photo where Jimmy looks like a terrorist from Chuck Norris's The Delta Force.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw that on Facebook. I was like, what? Who is it? What?
Jimmy is so much friendlier looking now.
Oh God, I forgot. Get security cameras on this guy. Follow him
Yeah.
because this guy's up to something.
Check his
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
Mossad is going to jump Jimmy at any airport he reports to.
Yeah.
Like
right.
a bomber, or he was going to be a major shoplifter.
Yeah.
He's going to carry a TV out the door. You know?
He had the look of a sweaty operative. It's his idea to take the plane, but he's not going to be the main guy until
No.
the plane's in flight.
Yeah, he's just going to be the aggressor that scares you.
That's everybody. Look at Jimmy Shaw's profile now. Did he? I think he put that on his profile.
I've done stand-up with him a couple times, too.
Out here, or
In LA, I think at the Ice House.
how did Jimmy?
He's a diehard villain. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything with Fraser Smith?
No.
Because Fraser Smith occasionally does the Ice House in Pasadena.
Yeah?
And
Awesome.
he was on the radio when I was a kid in Michigan. And
Oh,
then
cool.
when I came out of here, he was on the radio here. So,
Oh, very cool. No.
oh shucks. God.
I haven't been to the Ice House in a long time. That's a cool place.
I love the Ice House.
That's a nice club.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I used to book the small room.
Really?
Yeah, that was fun and torture at the same time.
The one in Pasadena? Or?
Yeah.
I have a friend, Dave, who writes who wrote for the National Lampoon, and he was a writer for Everybody Loves Raymond.
Nice.
So he begged me on open mic night, come support me, come see me. And so I grabbed my brother Don, and we went down there to support Dave. And because it was open mic night, it was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just awful. And every comedian, as they were going down, the fallback to try and save themselves with the audience, I want to punch Donald Trump right in the face. They all said that.
They
They
did?
all said that. It was to save them as they were
That
going
was their
down.
saver?
They thought, And they weren't really going for laughs. They wanted applause. So what do they call it?
Courtesy
Clap,
laugh?
They call it clapter.
Clapter, yeah.
And they were, because they weren't getting any laughs, so they thought, we're going to get a clapter before we go off stage. And
Anything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
it was pretty bad.
Have you heard of Bobby Oliver?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's great. She used to book me a bunch too.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Is she watching?
No, but Jimmy's still watching, or did he ditch out on us? I don't know.
I gotta go to work.
Stay off the live feed, Pat.
So, take a look. Wow, very cool, very cool. So, how early on as a comedian did you ever have a net where you just totally bombed? Besides the
I think my second set.
Wow.
I think my second set at the Belly Room again, because I had this amazing set, and then I had this horrible set where nobody laughed, and I just went backstage and I was like, oh my God. It was terrible. Nobody got it. Just terrible. Yeah.
Grandma was staring at you with open mouth horror.
She was like, you were so funny yesterday. What happened?
I have no granddaughter.
I don't know you.
I went to Flappers with this one friend of mine who's like, he's not funny at all, and he thinks he's, I've been studying comedy. I'm going to oh God.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went with him, and it was amateur night before we went into the main thing. We had a time on our hands, so we went in there, and they do a thing where you pick a topic in a coffee can, and you got to pull it out and
oh no,
do something off of that. And he was horrible.
Oh no!
Of course, I was great. I really don't remember what I did.
Jeff went up there and said, "I'm going to tell you the funniest joke in the world."
Hey, there's that funny guy. Hey, do something funny. Do that funny thing you do.
With enough beers, everything is funny.
Yeah.
You actually went up? You went up on
I did. It was kind of there weren't that many people there, but I just tried to roll with the best with what I caught. And I think mine was a military subject thing, so I pulled out my tattoo, the sergeant thing, and I went
Stolen honor.
Yeah, stolen honor.
Oh, no.
Stolen honor. Yeah.
You weren't in the military, and if you look at the other arm and you see Batman, he wasn't Batman either.
Batman. I'm not Batman. I'm so confused.
No Batman whatsoever.
No Batman.
I think you would be good as Bizarro. Me, Superman. Yeah, you would be a good Bizarro.
Bizarro.
Well, I've always considered myself Bizarro Jeff Sargent. I'm telling you. Talk about being an actress. Have you done any commercials?
I haven't done commercials, but I've done sitcoms. I did Superstore too.
You did. I just interviewed the guy from Superstore.
Oh, awesome!
He's in the movie called The Oath.
Dominic. Dominic's a recurring.
Not Dominic though. I interviewed the guy. Let me look up his name. His brother. Let's see. I just interviewed the guy who co-stars in it. And my cousin Matt Messina does the music for Superstore.
Awesome!
Where do they film that? Where's the store at that they film that at?
It's on the back lot of Universal.
It's on the back lot?
Yeah. It's like number 22.
And they make it, it's supposed to be like a Walmart, huh? It's like
it's like a Costco, Walmart kind of thing. I was a
Megalomart, on King of the Hill.
Yeah. I was a crazy customer the first time I got into the shopping cart fight.
Oh, gosh,
with another customer in an aisle. We started to get stuff to go down. It was crazy. And then another one, I was like Honey Boo Boo's mom kind of character before I lost the weight. And I had to spray tan her. And awesome. I was spray tanning the heck out of her. The poor little girl was dripping by the time it was done.
Wow.
All these got to be inspired by the true life videos that we see, like the people in Walmart.
Oh,
I mean, I can't believe, this is real and not staged. This is like,
those pictures are crazy.
Yeah.
The girl with like 14 braids in her hair, like walking on them.
The short shorts and the butt cracks.
Right?
And
everything's hanging out.
Oh, God, yeah.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a blast.
Now, how long has been Superstore been on? It's been
2 years or so.
been 2 seasons, yeah?
2 seasons, right? I think so.
I think so.
I was on the first season, the pilot, and then the 5th episode.
You'd be good on that episode.
I've never seen the show. I mean, trying to think what the last thing I went out for. Let's see. Cool. Okay.
Did you find out who it was?
Oh yeah, that's what I was. I couldn't remember what I was looking up. Yeah, I'll tell you because I interviewed him on Monday at the Four Seasons.
Ooh, that's fancy.
If you ever do an interview at the Four Seasons, you will have a great time.
That's awesome.
He's in the Oath. I'll give you his name. Very cool dude. His brother wrote.
Wrote what?
His brother wrote the movie The Oath. Hold on. Hang on. I'll give you his name. This is compelling radio at its
waiting.
best. At its finest, baby. Hang on there. Okay, I interviewed Meredith Hagner. That was one of the people I interviewed. And I interviewed, where? Barnholtz. John Barnholtz, who's on Superstore.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
His brother Ike is a writer, actor as well. And they're both in the same movie. Barnholtz is really cool. He was very nice and had great stories. He was talking about doing Agent Carter, the show Agent Carter.
Yeah.
And he was saying about, wow, very nice. Okay. He was talking about, well, that's for after show.
Just going to make faces.
Keep it up. Keep it up. But, I'm trying to think what we were talking about.
You could do it. You got it.
Okay,
Agent Carter.
Superstar. Agent Carter. He had a great story. He did it with Bradley Whitford from West Wing.
Yeah.
And he said there was a scene where they're supposed to be looking thoughtfully. And he said, so he's doing his best analyst face. He's like a S.H.I.E.L.D. analyst.
Yeah.
And Whitford, who did all this crap on West Wing, leans in and he goes, no, you have to look more thoughtful, more. And he said he busted up on camera because he wouldn't shut up.
Yeah. How do you look super thoughtful? You thinker?
Well, yeah. So you did Superstore. Now I'm going to look over your credits fully. Scrubs, Superstore, what else?
I have 3 movies coming out soon. I have Fruit of the Poisonous Tree, where I play the waitress. That's a sci-fi, really cool cop drama with a cult in it. I have
really?
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is the waitress in the cult?
No.
What is the fruit?
I think it's a pomegranate, right?
It's a pomegranate.
Yes. And then I have Loser. I play the lead. It's a rom-com. I play a doctor. And then I have another one that I'm up for. I haven't gotten yet, but I hope I get it.
Don't jinx yourself.
It's a really cool, film noir 1970s where I'd be like a drug addict. It'd be awesome.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
I like the title, Fruit from the Poisonous Tree. Such a
Yeah,
great
right?
title.
It's a legal term, yeah.
Yeah.
It means if you got the evidence from something or someone that's tainted, you can't use anything else because it's all supposed to be tainted.
Oh, cool. I dig it. It's awesome.
Wow. I learn everything from movies. All these quotes and what in these meanings and memes. I just I didn't I didn't know what a bunghole was till Beavis and Butthead.
I know, yeah.
Thank you to Beavis and Butthead. I found out that a bunghole is in the wine barrel, man.
It is?
It's the little hole that plugs the wine barrel, man. I didn't know that.
I just got a new wrinkle in my brain. I did not know that.
Yeah. We learn a lot from even stupid cartoons.
Yes, we do.
Jeff didn't know what it meant when his stepdad would tell him. I'm sorry. I can't finish that joke.
Steve Joyner says, Pat, quit playing with your phone. The DNA test won't be back till Monday.
Oh,
Mr. Verbally
that's a good thing.
Bust your chops, man.
Steve Joyner attacked me.
Oh.
And I thought we were paisans, brother.
Oh, yeah. Take what you dish out, mister.
Put the phone down.
Yeah.
It's like the last 5 minutes of Karate Kid. I said sweep the leg.
Oh, man.
I just can't do
We're having too much fun here. That's all.
We are.
Yeah.
And you were here before the show started. Very impressive.
I was. Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you.
And you found the studio right off the 10, even though you're from Los Angeles.
She surprised me in the elevator. I opened the elevator. I go, I wonder if she's out here. And bam, there she was.
Like, poof.
Wow.
Magic.
Like a genie.
Unicorn dust. Unicorn glitter.
Unicorn. Real unicorns have come.
Amazon. That's for my new short film, Amazon's and Elevators.
That's what you have.
Yeah.
You have the unicorn shell on your page.
Yeah. Of course I do.
Wow. Now, was your family industry? What got you into it?
No, my mom was a cop.
Really? Your mom's a cop?
She was, yeah.
Wow.
Mom's a cop.
Was she tall?
No, she's 5'5". My dad's 6'5" and she's 5'5".
Oh.
She's like a pocket mom. I just put her in there and take it wherever. My dad's another Wookiee.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. My dad was a postmaster, and then my grandpa was a cop, too. So I'm the weird one that just was like, I'm going to go where the money isn't, and I'm going to be an actress.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you set mom and dad down and said, the Anderson family is making too much money.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to take them down. I'm going to do nothing.
I'm going to be a stand-up comedian actress.
Yes, dang it. I'm going to do comedy and get not paid.
It pays the bill. It does. You be funny and your bills will be paid.
Yeah, they
That's
will.
as far as she got when her mother slashed her wrists.
Yeah, that was it.
Stand-up comedian.
No, I thought you were going to be a chef. No.
That's when
Sorry.
Dad said, no more chef, putting his head in the oven.
Wait, the results are in. You are not the father.
I'm the coolest guy in the universe.
Oh.
The results are in. I am the coolest guy in the universe.
You just start throwing chairs now. You're not the father.
Well, you know what? I got that joke. You know why?
Good.
Because at my 24-hour fitness, if you're there at 2 a.m, all they do is watch Jerry Springer reruns.
That's what's on the TV screen?
Really?
At a certain hour. Infomercials are on every other TV and Jerry Springer reruns.
Oh, I love
Oh,
infomercials. They're awesome.
My favorite infomercial right now is there's one for bladder mesh. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing.
Bladder mesh.
You watch these two talking heads sing bladder mesh, bladder mesh.
That's the way to sell bladder mesh is talking heads.
And there's a long My Pillow commercial. Where a guy,
Oh, yeah.
This is my favorite commercial. A guy wakes up and he goes to the medicine cabinet, and it's not creepy at all. The My Pillow guy is smiling at him through the medicine cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
And he looks at the My Pillow guy like it's his new god.
That wouldn't freak me out.
And then in the same commercial, they have the My Pillow guy staring at him and his wife as they sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's totally normal.
Yeah,
That's what I want from My Pillow.
Yeah, and it's like they're excited to have him in their medicine cabinet. Now he's
yeah.
leaning over them as they're sleeping.
Then they're going to be at dinner. Then he's
Yeah.
going to be in the shower. Then in the car. No.
Exactly.
My nightmare come true. I don't want a pillow.
Mine is the super beta prostate. You can get super beta prostate.
Straight.
Super beta prostate.
Straight.
Have you guys ever worked in an infomercial?
I haven't been that lucky yet.
Oh God, are those career killers or what? Can you get other acting jobs when you've been like those horrible ones,
You can only get
like the general insurance
yeah.
and those like.
When I first got my SAG card, my brother Donald goes, "Let's do an infomercial," because the money was there, and then it was the super sugariest donuts. They wanted the most powerful scorching coffee you've ever had.
Yummy.
And then there was a woman with a clipboard, and she was folding the clipboard and she'd watch, because there are 3 tiers.
Yeah.
And some wrestler or something talking about creatine or something. And there was one woman who was just hawk-eyed. You know?
Oh my gosh.
Him. And
Yeah.
Don goes, "What's he being picked for? Is it something cool?"
Yeah.
And 3 huge guys in black t-shirts.
Oh!
And the guy is being marched down, and he goes, "I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't sleeping." And he goes, "I was just resting my eyes for a sec." And she goes, "I want him out of here." And they frog march this guy out to the parking garage. They run over to some poor schmuck eating donuts, and they go, "Yo! Take his place."
They like put him in the incinerator and he's just gone.
Oh, he was unpersoned so quickly. It was like a Soviet thing.
Oh my god.
He was gone, and the people who were talking to him were like, "He wasn't my friend. He wasn't my friend."
Oh my gosh.
You know what? That happened a lot. I witnessed that too. Remember The Weakest Link? And they have people that make sure they prompt to say, "Look alive, clap." You got to look alive, look excited, and everybody's a paid actor to sit in that audience. And I'm going, "Oh, I'm bored." And it was just wiping me out, man.
Yeah, it's rough.
I was starting to Power nod, man.
But there was that woman had like 2 assistants, and they were all watching the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
terrifying.
crazy, man.
$5 is not worth
I
that
didn't
much.
like it. I told over at my booking service, I said, do not ever book me on game shows
I hate
ever again.
commercial
Do
work
not.
like that. Oh yeah, that is the roughest stuff. No bathroom breaks, 8 hours, no food.
And they treat you, and they just whip you and like,
Yeah,
don't
they
fall
do.
asleep. Like,
Yeah, you're like, but
what are you gonna do? Throw me in jail now? Or they're gonna kick you out and like.
You're like, been there 3 days. I can't.
I got booked on that one. I walked out on it. I still got paid. I walked out. I told the guy that he wasn't funny. He's being stupid. He's cracking jokes on people that in the audience. Hey, this guy looks like he's blah 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 blah. And I'm going like, this guy's not funny. I hate this show. It was that Married by America. It was stupid. I hated that show. And I got up and I said, you know what? I got up and I walked out. And then he made some little cracks about it,
Oh.
But it's humiliating. I would never do that. I hate that.
I hate audience work. It's terrible.
Yeah. But I remember that was my one and only infomercial, and I can't tell you the product, but I can.
Yes, you can.
At age 85, on my deathbed, I'll remember him.
Oh my God.
Him.
I want him. Thunderdome. No.
Yeah, she would point a claw at whoever it was. These 2 hulking guys in black t-shirts would literally... and it's like... And you saw the guy trying to save himself. Where am I going? Where am I going? And she goes, you know why we're getting rid of you. No! Just resting my eyes.
It's an awesome premise for a horror movie.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah.
It was like Hunger Games, except you were all trying to make
Hunger Games.
I just want a taco, man.
They probably did that in Hunger Games too, or the people up there in the bleachers.
Yeah, right. You did.
Hunger Games was shot in North Carolina. Did you know that?
I had no idea. No,
Yeah,
I thought that was up in like Canada or something.
No, the old De Laurentiis Studios.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, where they shot Dawson's Creek, which I'm sure was on your TV as a child.
Oh, totally.
Wow. All right, who was the first celebrity above your bed? Who'd you pin up above your bed?
What was the guy's name from My Secret Identity?
Jerry O'Connell?
Yeah. He was super hot when I was like 7.
By the way, I love that she didn't go with Stand By Me or anything you would know. Scream 2, Stand By Me, not for her. She went with My Secret Identity. Wow.
Thank you.
I think the guy who played Neelix on Star Trek Voyager was on the show.
Oh, yeah?
Wow, My Secret Identity.
Yeah, I barely remember that show, but I remember I was like, had
that was
biggest
only one
crush.
season, huh?
Shot at KTLA, I believe. KTLA Channel 5 over on Sunset. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because they used to shoot all these kids shows there.
Ah.
I interviewed a guy from. He's on my brother's favorite show right now, which is the show that follows Better Call Saul, Lodge 49.
Okay.
But he was the dad in some kids show when I interviewed him. He's from Michigan. He was the first guy to play the Mighty Thor in live action.
Oh, cool.
Oh my God, that was on Hulk, right?
Yeah, on the Hulk.
With Hulk.
I was interviewing for my Hulk book, and he was the dad in Lucky something. It was some show about they had a new baby and it meant them lucky.
Okay.
But KTLA, I had no idea, was the whole back of KTLA was nothing but kid shows.
Oh, okay, me neither. Yeah.
You know, and we came in, it was nothing but kid shows. So I spent the afternoon with him. We were talking about Hulk. He was in Lois and Clark. He was in. He stole one of the American Pie. I think American Pie 2 or 3. He was the gay clothing designer.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Shit, that guy.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude. Yeah. And he was a General Zod or something on Lois and Clark.
Oh, yeah.
And he's over 6 feet. So they were talking about how hard it was to put him on. To get him into the air and
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
because you guys know
It's like flying a 747. You're just not going to make it.
when you're over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, you
got
can't
more-
fly. There's no
yeah.
flying.
So it's pretty difficult.
Yeah. I like the ground. It's my friend.
9/11 was one of after 9/11. The great thing is when flight attendants she would ask you, when my brothers and I would fly, she would go, she goes, if I needed you guys, can I count on you? And you know what she was asking?
Yes.
And I said, you give us leg room, and I will stomp whoever you need stomped until my socks and shoes are red.
Yeah.
And we would always get the emergency seat with the the wing spot, which
Yes.
is heaven.
It's like
Heaven.
winning the
We'll
lottery.
give you free seat for your 2 legs.
Yeah, I just told her, tell me who to kill, and you're dead. And
Tell me who to kill, and let me stretch out my legs.
And occasionally they would get you a drink or a hot towel or something,
I should have flown more.
See?
That's never happened.
You just had to be an Amazon helping the flight attendant
Right?
when she picks her team.
It's not fair.
No, it was
You're like,
exactly. But she would touch your elbow when you came on, to make sure I need to talk to you.
you're like, hey, psst, hey.
Yeah, it's like like Ernie and Bert's. Do you want to buy a Volvo?
Yeah, secret Wookiee power. Come
Exactly.
on,
By
man.
the way,
Yeah.
Anybody who needs a Wookiee life debt from me would get one.
Yeah.
Just give me leg room.
Just let me stretch out my legs.
If I can stretch out my legs, because the worst is no leg room.
Oh man, your legs are like right here. It's like, oh yeah, tray table back. Thank you very much.
And there's always some a-hole who sits behind you at the movies, even though you showed up with plenty of time. Mm-hmm. And then, they wait into the first 5 minutes to decide to bitch.
Mm-hmm. I can't see.
I love this our theater right here in across the street there. It's they got the electric chair, the recliner chair.
Oh, those are the best.
I love that, man.
So
They're comfortable.
nice.
Electric. You push the button, you can just relax. Some people go there to sleep,
They're called homeless people.
Going to the movie, I'm going to pay $8 during the matinee to go sleep for
Right?
2
What's the
hours.
last movie you saw?
I just saw was The Nun. I went there the other day by myself.
What's the last movie you saw, Blondie?
The Avengers.
Well,
Oh no, not the Avengers. What's the cartoon? The cartoon with all the superheroes with the family.
Oh, The Incredibles.
Yes,
Wow, The Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
I snuck into that after the Meg.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Wow, but was the leg room good? Did you like the seats?
Yeah, I needed an extender for my extender. It was great.
I always sit near the first 3 rows, and when they got the big space in between, I always.
Yes, it's so nice. Yeah.
I don't like sitting up in the bleacher. In the nosebleed section. I
don't mind the nosebleed section if it keeps somebody from bitching at you.
I know. I'm so self-conscious. I'm like, I'm sorry I was born this way, man.
Well, I won't. I'll never apologize for that. I mean, if you're... I remember in college, Tom and I were on double dates, and somebody behind us waited in front of our dates and waited to start bitching about us behind us.
Really?
And and my brother just turned to him and he goes, "We'll discuss this after the movie," which really impressed his day.
Yeah.
They got up in the last 10 minutes and slipped out the back.
Oh, they were scared.
But it was great. I mean,
with the Janki brothers, if they sit in front of you and you're in the next row, you gotta sit back because all their heads are blocking the
you
screen.
better up your game or get the GTFO. And I felt bad, like in church and stuff, and this lady had introduced herself, and the sweeter older lady, and she goes, the first thing I did, because she was sitting behind her family, was apologize, because, we walked, and luckily it turned out she was legally blind.
Oh, yes!
It's like I had to find she had to find my head, and I'm like, okay, then I'll stop apologizing about the seats.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, even in junior high, if you sat behind us anywhere, you were having a rough time of it.
Oh yeah, I was tallest in my class, so I totally get that. Yeah.
It was me and a Polish girl from 4th grade through 6th. We were the tallest ones in the class.
Wow.
Then I pulled ahead.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Marlon Badowski. She was the only one in the class who was the same height as me.
Wow.
Hey, should I close the door?
Yeah, why don't we?
Here, hold on. Let me. I see people walking by.
I saw people walking by, and
we're pretty loud and obnoxious.
Would you like some water or anything?
Sure, it'd be awesome.
Hold on.
Okay, I'll just wait here.
When my manservant returns, I'll give
I know. Water. Stat.
Exactly. Yes, my queen.
Water, thank you.
Oh, wow. Of course.
Thank you so much.
Well, the pleasure would be mine. So tell me more about you.
I grew 4 inches from 7th to 8th grade.
Wow.
I was 6 feet in the 8th grade.
How did your father react when you were taller than him? Because I remember I was 10 when I was taller than my dad. And I think I could tell you had a hard time of it.
Yeah, I'm
Bravo.
just catching up with him. Like, thank you.
Here's some art.
Bless you, my son.
Vasa, yay, Vasa, thank you.
Boink.
Oh,
Jeff, would you like the water? I'll get you
oh,
one.
wait, I gotta get one for myself.
You need water too.
See how selfless I was?
My dad's been pretty cool with me being the same height as him. He hasn't really felt, weird about it. He's been pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you are statuesque.
Yes. It's the Sphinx. Yeah.
Have you ever gone out for Halloween as a cat?
No.
The easiest Southern California girl Halloween costume of all.
Right?
All you do is whiskers and ears.
And you're done. I'm a cat.
By the way,
How about Super Amazon Gabriella with your staff, and you can just go around and kick everybody's
I'd
ass?
totally do that. That'd be fun.
I love that Jerry O'Connell was on your wall.
Right? That's a
Oh
secret.
my God!
You have to meet this guy then. You got to meet him and tell him
That would
this.
be awesome. I'd be like, when I was 7 years old, you were like right there, man.
I was on a set. I think it was Room 9 or Room 7 in some horror movie. And there was a demon, and there was all these hot girls in the set. And they were nodding and laughing at everything he said. And he goes, I was going to the studio and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And I go, what did you do at the studio? And he turned, and he was in full demon makeup, but he had the nice Jerry O'Connell hair. And every girl is like, why would you ask such a thing of Jerry O'Connell? I can tell it was Jerry O'Connell, but they sure as hell knew who he was.
Yeah. Poor Jerry.
I'm not going to cry for the guy who married the blue girl from X-Men.
No, right? I'm not going to feel too bad for that.
The old new blue girl. Now it's Jennifer Lawrence, I think.
Yeah, she got it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She's
Mystique?
Mystique. Mm-hmm.
How many Mystiques have there been?
2.
Just 2, huh?
Yep. Not counting the cartoon.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that because she's in her.
Blue.
She's in her blue period.
Yeah. I'm in my blue funk.
Wow.
This ain't blue.
I'm in an advanced state of ennui.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So you did Scrubs. What other shows did you do, Jennifer Anderson?
Well, I did the Superstore. I went out for a bunch of commercials that I was always second at, which was awesome.
Oh, don't you love that? My agent used to joke, when you're on a veil, is between you and the guy who gets it.
Mm-hmm. I'm always number 2. They're always like, you're perfect, you're wonderful, we love you, but you're not going to get it. I'm like,
I was lucky. The last 2 commercials I booked, I slept. I was really exhausted. And when I played the messages, I was getting all the, I would get all the, it's between you and this person. It's between you and 3 people.
Yep.
And it kept dwindling. Until, oh, honey, you got it.
that's when they call you honey. Like,
Yeah.
They call me
hey,
honey.
when the lovely Randy, when she calls you honey, then you
got
know,
it.
Yeah.
Then they say, I'm sorry, hon.
I know.
By the way, she'll do that too. And that one's the worst because if you're up for, the worst is when you feel you've gotten something.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I remember, because I'd sub and stuff, and I remember I was subbing on a commercial I really thought, and I really thought I booked it. And I'm like, I'm subbing, and I keep checking my phone, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
And they, it was the day of the callbacks, and then it turned out I got it the next day, but it was waiting for that call.
I hate that feeling. Just,
But imagine people before us would do it by waiting home all day for the phone to ring.
I know, and just
Yeah, the cell phone's so freaking. Yeah, and it's like, Mom, get off the line.
Move.
Somebody, please, Mom, someone important might be calling.
Yeah. I was up for a national for this really awesome Cinderella commercial where I was one of the ugly stepsisters.
Well, I'm not going to complain. You're not getting that.
But it was so cool. It was like an improv. The whole thing. It was awesome. They're like, you're perfect. You're wonderful. We love you. You're number 2. Well, you're not going to get it.
But I remember one, eBay or E-Trade. There was a company now defunct, I believe, called E-Trade.
Oh yeah, E-Trade.
Yeah, and or Ameritrade, E-Trade, something like that. And my brother was going to play. It was a monster is marrying a model. So
Okay.
my brother and I, because we done a lot of creatures.
Yeah.
And I remember Donald went first, and he takes this model's hand, and he goes, "Thanks, eBay." And
Oh,
they
no.
were so pissed. And then
Oh no.
when it was my turn, they go, "You're the guy whose brother just called our product by another name."
Oh, well, I'll just walk out that way.
My tail immediately went between my legs and I slunked out the back.
Yeah.
I told Donald, I don't think we should hold our breaths for that callback.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be getting that.
And we were right.
It's like calling Fruit Loops on a Applejack commercial.
Yeah, you're not going to get it. You're done.
I'm trying to think of the last Fruit Loops commercial I ever saw, you know?
Oh, man, I can't remember.
It's like Sugar Bear, you know, the Sugar Bear.
He was
No, he's
modeled
the-
after Bing Crosby, you know that.
Now he's I didn't know Bing Crosby wore a blue turtleneck and no pants.
Yeah, no. Can't get enough super sugar.
They changed him to Golden Crisp Bear.
Now it's
Golden
Golden
Crisp
Crisp.
Bear?
Yeah.
Now it said Sugar Bear.
Yeah.
Super Sugar Crisp. Now it's Golden.
But then
Sugar's bad. You cannot say sugar
No,
on the cereal box.
No, sugar's evil.
Unless you're at the 99-cent store and it's a knockoff cereal.
there's sugar everything.
And
Yeah.
it's like, whatever, I know what's in this.
Yeah. I know what I'm sending them for.
I'll just refill my box with this.
Yeah.
Do they still have Sonny from Cocoa Puffs?
He's the toucan, right? I can't remember the last Toucan Sam commercial I saw.
Me neither.
Follow your nose. It always knows the taste of fruit. Yeah.
Loops, yes.
But the last commercial I really wanted, I was auditioning for Smokey the Bear.
Oh, nice.
You know, and I did not. I came so close to getting Smokey the Bear.
Did you get a try on the costume?
That was the deal breaker. It was like 2 inches too tall. I couldn't pull it off. And it was like they're handing me the costume and I couldn't get the head on.
It's like squishy. It's all one piece, or what?
No. They bring out the head, the body.
And then you got this much of neck showing after he puts his head on.
The body is easy because I just pushed it on as hard as I could. Yeah, because when you're in a creature. There was a big.
He's getting big old moose knuckle because he's trying to get the jumpsuit over his shoulders.
One of the beef jerky Bigfoot commercials, when they had me come in, I couldn't get the head on. The head was too small.
Really?
Oh yeah. So it's like, and to be a Bigfoot, my friend is one of the Bigfoot jerky commercials. And
nice.
They love it. You know?
Oh yeah, that'd be a blast.
Makes me sad.
Yeah.
Okay, Brandon Copley says, "Good morning, Jeff and Janki Show."
Good morning, Brandon Copley. How are you doing?
All right, Brandon.
Yeah. Is our lovely guest? Keep the camera where the money should be.
Yeah, money.
It's Hot Chick Friday. We got a bond Amazon.
I'm still confused as to why I'm here.
Now we got
Your
new
low
thing.
self-esteem is turning us on.
Super Vixen Warrior
Yay!
Friday.
Where was okay, so you did no sci-fi, no horror, no.
No, not yet. I think I'm too short to be a creature. I'm just like right at that edge because like, yeah, you could be an alien. I'm like,
The alien gigs are great. I mean,
that.
yeah, one, you make a ton of money once they start putting the makeup on you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Once you have a live cast, you know, a friend of mine just booked Swamp Thing, and I'm really jealous.
Wow.
Derek booked Swamp Thing.
Oh, man.
That's
But
awesome.
it's like, I'm happy for him, but it's like, oh man, Swamp Thing.
That'd be way cool. Oh.
What about our other creature friend, Nate? What's his name? Tate, Douglas Tate. I saw him. I ran into him.
He was at Monster Palooza.
Yeah.
I did a Michael Jackson. The Michael Jackson video I did with your boss from Scrubs.
Oh yeah.
I did with one of his relatives, his sister or his mom or something. And Doug, I saw Doug at Monster Palooza. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool.
You know. And,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. Did you do Monster Palooza?
No, I've always wanted to. I haven't got to do it yet.
Oh, well, it's well worth doing.
Yeah, you got to do
Sounds
the
like
next one.
it.
You get a lot of attention there. You dress up, yeah.
Hand out my cards.
There you
book
go.
me, book me, book me.
Yeah. Don't you then hire me? I'm an actress.
I know, please, 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 please.
I'll be your fake waitress.
I know. Please. Please.
As a struggling actress, was it meta to be hired to play a waitress?
Right? I already knew what I was doing. I was like, I got this.
Did you really? You were that sure?
Yeah. Well, waitress, right? You're either an actor or you're a waitress. I got it.
Wow.
It's typecasting.
And how did you know you got scrubs when you went in the room and you were joking around? When did you feel in your the prettier?
Was that an audition or?
Yeah, it was
of
an
course.
audition. Yeah, it was with two other girls. I was just bantering back and forth with the casting director, and he was just had the biggest smile on his face, and I was just being my normal dorky self, and I was like, I think I got this.
Wow.
And then I did get it. I was like, oh my god, I got
That's
this.
the best. That's the best. When you that feeling.
Yeah, you just know. You're like, yep, I got it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That feeling when you know you've got something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
stand back. I've got this.
Yes.
I mean, it's such a rare feeling, but
Yes.
and when you feel you got it before they tell you got it, and then they tell you,
Yeah, you're like, God, I got this.
I've never understood the actress friends who they'll run on Facebook. Well, wish me luck, but I'm pretty sure I got it.
I don't ever say that. Then you don't. Nope,
I think
you're dead.
moron. Don't you know about
Yes.
the jinx? You
Yes.
know?
You're dead. Nope.
And the ones the day before will post. Wish we talked about this.
Wish
before.
me luck. I got an audition
I've
today.
got an audition for Coca-Cola tomorrow, and all your friends who are in your range and your size and your this, they all read that. They all say, "Hey, get me on her call."
Yeah, right.
And like a day or two later,
Don't name the audition.
She
Don't
named
name what it
it up.
is. Just say you can say I got an audition, but don't
Yeah, just be kind of just
don't
be
sell the
tactful and
product
quiet.
or their show or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that you just you're just shooting your feet. Man.
Yeah.
no, you just jinx the hell out of yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Luckily, there's only like 5 of me in LA, so that's nice. It's always
That
the same
is
5
good.
chicks
Wow,
over and over and
is it
over.
really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what Pat does
Yeah.
that same. The big guys, he'll see
I've
the
got
same
3
guys.
guys.
On the,
Yep.
And I gotta.
So you keep running into the
Same
same.
5 chicks.
And
over
one of
over.
these days, they might cast all 5 of you in
Maybe.
something. Yeah.
Never.
Maybe.
I assure you, when
All together.
Yeah.
I
Like a
call
chorus
them-
line.
I call them my evil twins because
Yes.
they're all in your range.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they're friends, so it's even
I
worse.
know,
you
they're all so nice.
Yeah, but
I'm
it's like,
you got it. That's great.
but I'm like, I would rather stub you out like a cigarette than let you stub me out like a
I
cigarette.
know, I'm like, ah.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah, they're all like my height, my build. I'm like, where did you come from?
Yeah.
And why are you here?
Your dad had a lot of work in that part of LA.
Yeah, right? I'm like, Dad, what are you doing, man?
He says, "Don't tell your mother.
I know. Don't tell her.
She's a cop. She'll beat me up."
I know. She'll beat the girl on door.
Well, what's your favorite joke of any joke you've told? Give us your best joke. Or 3 of them.
I'm gonna go blank. You know when they say, what is it? You know when they say drink your milk? Don't. There are side effects.
Nice. Our joke was always we drink it right from the cow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's my favorite. I like my Arnold joke. I decided to be delicate in my life, so I decided to become a kickboxer. So I was over at Gold's Gym the other day, and even Arnold was freaking out. Listen to me now, humiliate puny weaklings. You've got to get out the field. There's this giant girl ripping down bags from the ceiling.
That's pretty damn good.
Not bad. By the way, our friend, they're very good. Our
That sounds like Nurse Diesel.
we know Rick Drazen.
Yeah?
Who did the Gold Gym logo of the guy lifting up the barbell, the one that's bending
Oh,
on each
yeah,
side?
yeah.
Also a gorilla. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. That's awesome.
Do you work out at Gold's Gym?
I work out at the UFC because I'm
Wow.
delicate.
Wow, delicate flower.
Yeah, the only guys will box with me. The girls run.
Wow. So you actually box guys.
For real, yeah.
I saw those pictures
You
on your
see 'em?
Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, I really box.
I'll need to see a shot.
Yeah. I really do. I've been boxing for like 6 years, I think.
Boxing or kickboxing?
Both.
Wow. Which one do you prefer?
Boxing.
Our buddy Lou Diesel is watching right now. He's a kickboxer. He was in the competition circuit.
Hey, Lou Diesel.
Yeah, Lou. Hey, we love you, Lou.
Wow. Here the lovely Anderson is.
Yeah. He's hitting. Yeah. How big is that guy right there?
He was only like 5'11".
5'11".
Wow.
He eventually was like, you know what? I think we should stop. I want to take a break. I was like, all right.
He knows you pack a punch. Huh?
Yeah.
He felt that.
Yeah.
Wow.
For
So
sure.
what are you doing for Halloween? What is your go-to for Halloween in California?
Not Scary Farm.
Wow.
Woo!
Nice.
Do they? I haven't been in about. God, I went. It's been over 10 years, and they put on the stage show, and they.
Oh, yeah, the hanging.
The hanging.
Hanging's the
We're gonna
best.
get a hanging. They have the henchmen in there, and it is the funniest, scariest thing. And they
It's
had
the
every
best.
relevant movie character out on the stage, and they do fights. Do they still do the dry blood packs?
Oh, yeah.
They'll kick you in the balls, and you'll see the blood
Yeah, splatter
squirt out,
everywhere.
and they'll fall off the stage.
Uh-huh.
Or they'll shoot you, and they'll make the blood packs go off.
Yeah, it's
It's
awesome.
really, it's such a great live stage show.
Yeah, I think it's the best part of Not Scary Farm. They have all the stunts. It's so cool.
Wow.
And it's funny too,
Yeah.
man. They got great sense of humor, man.
Super relevant, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the mazes, and it's evil. They turn evil. It's like nothing like Disneyland.
No, it's
Not Scary
amazing.
Farm is not Scary Farm.
It's very scary.
Yeah,
I'm a dork though, so I usually just talk to all the actors. I'm like, you did great. You're awesome. Thanks for scaring me. Good job.
You need some work.
I am. You, not so much.
That is, if you've ever done the haunted house experience, it's always horrible because the guy who hired the creatures from college and all that, he'll walk through without telling you and start yelling at you, "You're not fast enough. I
Yeah.
need to jump up sooner." Blah, blah, blah.
I just
My
want to
career-
be a good monster.
My career as a character is over.
I know. I'll never be a pig man again.
I'll never haunt your house again.
So sad.
Grab your bandages and fake blood and leave.
Yeah, get out of here. Take your mummy costume and never come back.
You've been voted off of.
I scared a lot of people when during Halloween I was working at.
A bank. A bank.
The bank?
I was at Universal.
That thing is trying to take my money.
Just take it.
Take it.
I was the mummy. I
You
played
do it
both
more than I
mummies.
do.
I was the mummy. The
Imho schlep.
Oh,
they had the mummy maze.
he's got the limp.
They had the mummy maze at Universal Studios.
He
Yeah.
looked at him and said, "Cover this thing.
So I was the
Cover this
Arnold.
thing in bandages."
Arnold Fold.
Arnold Vosloo, moron. I
Vosloo.
interviewed him.
Yeah. Well, I played him as a face character. Then I did the other one with the mask
Oh,
and the
nice.
robes. And people would walk through, and I would sneak up. I'd see a guy holding hands with his girl, and I'd push him away. I'd grab his attention away, and I would grab her hand,
Oh, no.
and he'd get behind
He
me.
would press it into his crotch.
And we'd go by, and she'd look in the mirror and see she's holding the hand of me and
The
just
mummy.
freak out,
That's
man.
awesome.
I got to scare so many people that
Arnold
way.
Vosloo
the
himself
blast.
had Jeff fired.
I was number 5 Emotep on the roster. There was 5 Emotep.
Emotep.
Emotep, yeah.
Scarabs start coming out everywhere.
I remember Universal,
Uh-huh.
when they were doing the commercials, I was hired to do the commercial. It was a Frankenstein gig, which I hate. You know, Frankenstein, it's not a monster. It's not even trying. It's just... And so it was basically what you described. I picked up 2 college girls, and one in each arm, and I carried we're so shocked at Universal. And we shot it at like 3 a.m. in the parking garage in August.
Oh, no.
You know, and I remember, and I thought, well, at least I'll be in a cool makeup. It was a rubber mask.
Oh, no.
And craft service was great. There's this catered meal
Oh, yeah.
And this woman goes, "Come on, hon, I got time for one more." And she glues my mouth to this awful GD Frankenstein mask.
Oh, no.
They glue me in and they call lunch.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And so the girl running Crafty and the catering service, she makes me a meal and covers it in foil. And and then my brother Donald, of course, it meant nothing to him, so he left it on the bench while I was working.
Oh.
And I always felt bad because she packed me lunch and and Donald brings 8 bags everywhere, but he decided that bringing my food was.
Oh God, I hate when he does that.
I go, "Donald, we're going on an audition, not friggin' Hawaii. Why don't you drive and we're going to take 8 bags with us?"
They're going to take that sack full of coupons and use them anywhere on a beach.
Although when you're hungry, that sack full of Del Taco coupons really comes in handy.
Right? Tacos, more and more.
Listen, the BOGO half-pound bean and cheese.
Right?
I ate there 3 times yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Morning
Taco Thursday. Taco Thursday.
I went there 3 times.
And I think it was a free taco yesterday, right?
Was it?
No, I got coupons. Where's my wallet? Oh,
You're like, hit me again.
Yeah.
I got the buy one, get one free, the
BOGO.
avocado tacos, the shredded beef ones.
Oh, nice.
Gotta go BOGO, baby. If you don't go BOGO, there's no use
There's
doing
no
it.
use going, man.
Yes.
One chicken burrito free.
Exactly.
Awesome.
BOGO, my friend. It's always going to be BOGO. Thank you for that.
So, when was the last time you trick-or-treated as an adult?
Oh, didn't you hate that? When
I love
we're
dressing
tall,
up and trick-or-treating.
But when you're tall,
People freak out.
and you get taller when you... tell us about that, because I got a good story about that.
I think the last time I trick-or-treated when I was like 11. I think that was it for me. I tapped out after that. I'm like, I'm just scaring the locals. I'm done.
That's the great part, though. We used to... I remember I was 13 when my parents were in California. My father just started working with General Dynamics. And my big brother and big sister are in charge, and we're in Michigan. Mm-hmm. Well, they're teenagers, so they got their own thing going. So it was kind of like the fall of the Roman Empire. Oh. You were doing whatever you wanted to do whenever you wanted to do it. Yeah. Sometimes you take the day off. And my brother Steven and I remember we stayed home one day just watching Happy Days reruns and eating soup.
Nice.
So Halloween, my brother Donald and I go trick-or-treating, but I think it was like 11 or 12. We were already...
What did you dress as?
This is great. I wore my hockey pads. Uh-huh. I wore my hockey pads because hockey is a big thing in Michigan, floor hockey and everything else. Yeah. So I took my little brother Steven's shoes and I tied them around my hockey pads. And we went trick-or-treating. We went trick-or-treating earlier in the night as whatever creature or whatever you were. So at the end of the night, I had a bowler, like Cousin It, you know what I mean? And, and I had a sheet.
Yeah.
And I tied my brother's shoes at my knee level, Steven's shoes, because Steven's the littlest.
Yeah.
So I tied them like that. You would ring the doorbell. And they think it's a little kid out at 8:30.
Oh no!
And so they would dump the candy because they wanted to turn it off and go back to the Tiger game. Yeah. So she would dump in the last of the candy. Then it would go to my full height, which towered over it.
No.
I'd dump the ball and go, "Thanks, lady." And I
freak people out.
I remember doing this in Park Place, which was the condos near the suburb we lived in. Mm-hmm. And as soon as this lady jumped back, I started to watch the porch lights going off all the way down the road.
I was like, oh my God, what just happened?
Pretty terrifying, man. To see a little short guy and then stands up and like,
It was my best
7 feet tall.
It was my best trick-or-treating in Detroit, because once that happened, she fell against the door and then started laughing because she realized she'd been out.
You know what? That'd be a good thing to film for YouTube. We should do that, man.
Right?
Where Pat goes hidden.
Yes, you should.
Problem though, on my knees, I'm still taller than most of the people passing out candy. This is true. This is terrible. And the funny part about, the fun part about Michigan is they really get into Halloween. My complaint here is you get like 2 trick-or-treaters a night. Yeah. But I was at a friend's house for Halloween a couple of years back in Burbank. Burbank has tons of kids. I mean, it was total Midwest. It was like 80s Midwest, you know?
That's cool.
I mean, because I never seen... Do you get many trick-or-treaters where you live?
Nothing. Nada. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah. Sad.
It is. It's wrong. How about you?
Yeah.
Do you get many?
I did. I trick-or-treated right here in Upland about 6 years ago. I can't even remember what I dressed up
They
as.
say, honey, just give that retarded guy whatever he wants.
Get in the bag. They can go away.
I don't know. I can't remember what I did. I think it was but I went in the neighborhood. I took a sack and I went and because I was hungry. I wanted candy. I wanted M&Ms,
Free
man.
candy.
Are you doing the burlesque show in Little Upland for Halloween?
Oh, I think if you're doing it, I'll do it. I mean,
I'm going to stop by. My friend is playing piano.
what else is going on? Any good parties?
There's
man?
always a great party in Halloween.
Maybe we could get there without cars breaking down and wheels flying off.
The best part about doing creature work is you're always invited to the shop Halloween parties.
Oh,
They're always ragers in the valley.
Yeah.
You know, you've never done. Nobody's ever grabbed you for a creature
No, not yet.
because you're a tall girl.
I know. I had tons of them saying I could, but nobody has yet.
Wow.
I know.
Well, we pursue it because it's fun.
It sounds like a blast.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
I mean, you have to do it. You have to do it at least once.
Yeah.
I think nowadays nobody. I think when we were kids, that was the last I remember getting coins. And we don't have no candy throwing coins in.
Yeah.
I don't know about getting dollar bills. Nowadays, they'll come back and rob you. You know?
Yeah, they would.
Some old lady giving out dollar bills and no candy, they're going to get robbed.
Dead. You're run, kid, run.
We always had that bonus costume in case they were giving out full-size Three Musketeers.
Oh, yeah, the full
That was my
size.
kryptonite. My kryptonite was Reese's peanut butter cups and Three
Oh,
Musketeers.
yeah, those are awesome.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Yeah, those were my jam. If you're giving those out, I had to hit your house again.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, why is everybody going to that house? And like,
Reese's peanut butter.
there's always a crowd.
Well, my dad had grown up poor, in downtown Detroit, and so when he became prosperous and everything, he made sure to give out full-sized costume. I mean, full-sized Cracker Jacks, because as a kid, Cracker Jacks was his jam, and it was always like Mars bars, full-size, and Cracker Jacks, and he's.
So sweet.
And the great thing about California is when there was nobody around, you got to eat them for the rest of the
Yeah,
year.
right?
And in Upland, there's a huge mansion. Yeah, I know you have no idea where Upland is. You care even less.
Up.
Yeah, thanks, Monty. Upland.
In fact, I want to interview that guy.
Yeah, he owns the guy. He's a descendant of the guy who put the candy in Cracker Jacks. He came up with the,
really?
He came up with the toy in Cracker Jacks.
What he did, the Cracker Jack Palace is, you go up Euclid and it's right against the freeway, the property on the right-hand side. And my friend Brent, his name Brett, and it's all restored. They've got a tractor there, a lemon grove, and the Cracker Jack Palace. George Chafee brought him back from the World's Fair back in
Like 1900?
New York or Connecticut or somewhere, or wherever the World's Fair was in the 20s,
Yeah.
30s, 20s, I think it was, early 1900s, and that's when he got a World's Fair prize for Cracker Jack, and it was putting the wax paper. He invented the wax paper to keep the popcorn fresh, the caramel corn fresh.
Oh, cool.
And the packaging, and he won. He's all, why don't you come to California with me?
Because he had ideas.
I'm building this whole town. I'm doing irrigation, and that's what his thing was.
Is that how he wound up at Upland?
That's how we wound up in the Upland in Ontario, and Chafee. He built the town. He was a genius in bringing water to the town.
Wow, which of
his
course
irrigation
because
system.
we are high up in the mountain.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And and so he brought Cracker Jack guy there, and it's been the Cracker Jack Palace. It's a historic landmark, and it's still pretty preserved the way it
It's
was.
a beautiful mansion. And remember, Upland is also the birthplace of Melinda Clark from the OC. I know you watched the OC.
No.
Oh, your eyes of truth. Did you watch the OC?
No.
Wow, okay, good girl.
Thank you.
Wow. What was the first CD you ever bought?
First record I ever
Wow,
bought
right
On
there.
vinyl.
was Weird Al, Dare to Be Stupid.
Wow, Weird Al Yankovic.
Yes.
Did you ever work with him?
No. He's like huge though. I'm like, oh my God. if I
That'd
could
be
just touch
great,
your
man. He
feet.
should do a lot more videos. He was pumping them out for a while.
Yeah,
one
he
after the
was.
other. And
He just got a star on Hollywood Boulevard.
yes, he
It
did.
was so cool. Yeah.
A lot of
it's
times
about
he was
time.
wearing a wig.
What?
Remember he had his Weird Al Saturday morning show?
Oh yeah.
And he was wearing a wig back then, but now, it's his real hair.
Oh, he was?
Yeah,
Oh,
when he had that
yeah.
big, super long hair, and it was like,
Yeah.
when he's doing this TV show, yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Weird Al. I
Yeah.
just, who knew you can make money doing parodies of better songs?
Right?
I wonder if he had to pay royalties on them, or was he protected under parody?
I don't know. He always had to ask. He had to get permission. So, did he protected?
They said Prince never gave him permission.
Oh, he didn't.
Prince never let him touch his music, which is probably the smarter move.
When he did Fat, he went up to Michael Jackson, and he had him shadowed him where he was going up to his royal chair, his throne.
Really?
Go, may I have permission to?
Please,
Yeah, he-
please, let me do that.
Well, it's interesting because once he does it, doesn't that ruin the song a little bit? You know?
Kind of, because I always have his like stuck in my head instead
Right,
of the
right,
other one.
I mean, there's 99 love balloons, but remember the parody, 99 dead baboons?
yeah.
And yet it comes to your
Yes.
brain unbidden. It just shows up there on the medulla oblongata.
Yes. Get stuck.
Exactly. You're trying to cut it out.
Yeah, no, I won't be able to talk.
Worth it.
Yeah, so worth it.
Yeah, it's like- that was brain matter, by the way.
Totally look like it.
For those
So-
of you at home in the theater of the mind.
Right here.
Wow. So you were born in LA proper.
Yeah, I was born
Where'd you grow up?
over in Downey.
Oh, Downey.
Well, Pete Ellis Dodge.
Dodge, exactly.
Yeah.
Pete Ellis. I always think when I think of Downey, Pete Ellis Dodge.
Firestone exit,
Oh,
Southgate.
yes.
And the
Yes.
Cerritos air disaster.
Yes. And the Coke
Where the
factory
freeways
blew
meet
up.
in Downey.
Yes.
And you also have Johnny's Seafood Broiler, where
We have Johnny's, yeah. We
where
have
De Niro is going to kill Wayne Grow and Heat.
yes.
Wow.
We had the first Taco Bell, and we have the
Really?
oldest standing McDonald's.
Wow.
Yeah, well, screw you. The real first McDonald's is in San Bernardino, but Ray Kroc put up that gaudy monstrosity by you and
Yes.
Downey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you watch the founder,
Yes.
amazing movie about what a son of a bitch Ray Kroc was.
Horrible.
And Michael Keaton plays him. You have the guys who played the McDonald's
It's like
brothers.
being a villain, man.
Yeah.
He was a total villain.
Yeah, he
man.
was.
The McDonald's brothers out in San Bernardino.
Poor
were
guys.
they were giving you all more bang for your buck. Mm-hmm. This scumbag came along, robbed them,
Mm-hmm.
stole the arches, which wasn't part of their deal. He just saw it on their drawing
Yeah,
board
just
when he
took
came
'em.
in.
He's like, oh, thanks, I need these.
And he wouldn't. I mean, they wanted 10% from each restaurant because it was their name and their
Yeah.
product. And he screwed them out of that too.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was so sad.
And
Yeah.
I mean, the movie should have won an Oscar, but it was so dark
Yeah.
and so he was so
And
venal.
because it was
He's
true.
so
It's a
good.
true story, man.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
he
was
is
so good,
so
though.
venal and so unsympathetic. The movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
But you hate him watching. I mean,
Yes.
Keaton's fantastic. You
Yeah. I'm like, oh, villain.
Yeah,
Finally. Cool.
know? Yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah.
a fantastic villain.
Oh, yeah. He was great. Yeah.
Whose idea in the movie? I never saw the movie. Did they bring up the Ronald McDonald creation? How they came up with that?
Ronald, I think, shows up after the movie. They refer to him.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
when he stole from them, they created Speedy. Mm-hmm. You know, Speedy was the pre-Ronald McDonald, and the store by her in Downey,
He has it.
it's the
little guy.
Speedy. Yeah, the little guy in the
Oh,
hat.
the guy with the,
hat,
yeah,
he's
with
running.
the winking eye.
Uh-huh.
Because the McDonald's brothers, because there were only two guys out in San Bernardino, out in the
Yeah.
desert,
Yeah.
they were famous for making great food and fast. Mm-hmm. And the story in the movie...
That's when it was 100% beef patties.
But
man.
they would make you...
For
they would-
real.
It was real burgers.
They would make you 100% ice cream. It was a real ice cream shake. And they have the scene in the movie where he gets the pre-mixed
Yes,
crap.
that's
and,
powdered junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can taste it. I mean, if you look at In-N-Out versus McDonald's, McDonald's is garbage.
Yeah, In-N-Out's the jam.
It is. Thank you. And Tommy's.
Yes. You stand at the stoop and you're just like, yes, chili.
And if you're hungry and you're willing to get stabbed in the Rampart area at 2
Totally
in the morning,
worth it.
Yes. I die happy.
I need chili now.
No, speaking of that, Tommy. No, it wasn't Tommy's. Who was the chili? Was it? No, it was Farmer Boys. Their chili burger. I saw the
Not as good as Tommy's.
Huh?
Tommy's is the best.
Tommy's is way better.
Chili burgers at Tommy's are the absolute jam.
Yeah, they're amazing. Yeah,
Thank you for coming on.
Pink's hot dogs?
By the way, they now have. I was there.
I ate off their food truck.
Pink's?
Yeah.
They have a food truck now?
They had a food. Yeah, they got a food truck.
Oh, cool. I can stock them. Cool.
Yeah.
I saw them on Burbank Boulevard. No, with the M, where Dark Delicacies is.
I had an addition.
That street, Magnolia. Magnolia.
I had an addition the other day, and it was the day before they opened Pink Square. And in Pink Square, which was Thursday, all the hot dogs, all the Pink's dogs were at the original price, like 19 cents.
That.
Wow.
My edition was on. I had an edition on Wednesday, and so before that, I went to Golden Apples Comics, and I went over to Pink's.
Nice.
For the contact high. I didn't want to go to the edition with food in my teeth.
I know.
I know. It's like practicing cherubs floating around the restaurant.
You're like, oh,
yeah.
There's heaven. I see it.
Yeah, you're waiting for the John Williams God music.
Yes.
When I was there the other day, when I told you I made a trip out there, and I saw the Okie dogs, and I saw two old men that were like pushing each other. I'm going, oh man, something's going down. Yeah, right, coming right out of this.
Okie dogs from the Hollywood Shuffle. Remember that? Okie dogs.
Yes.
You've seen the Hollywood Shuffle, haven't you?
Totally.
Great movie. Hilarious. Wow. Yeah. Just fantastic. Now we're talking about food. Now I'm starting to celebrate.
I know,
like
right? I'm like,
dog.
okay, where's food? Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm going to make us all stone soup.
Stone soup.
Yes, it's what
Stone
ogres
soup.
eat.
Yeah. Let's go to Land of the Lost and have some stone soup. But don't bite the rocks. You'll break your teeth.
We had the guy from the kid show Land of the Lost on yesterday. And Wesley.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jeff starts telling him, my favorite episode is the Stone Soup episode.
Oh.
And he listens to Jeff quietly for a minute. And he goes,
Yeah.
I thought that was
the stupidest script we ever had.
So I hated that was a dumb episode. Why didn't but you guys were so serious, like you were like hallucinating because you had no food.
Yeah.
And you're gonna put stones. That's like Charlie Chaplin putting a boot in eating the shoestrings like spaghetti and cutting the sole and eating it like.
Yep.
I always liked that.
I think I have every episode of Land of the Lost.
Do you
all of
really?
them on
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have all of them. I was a huge Land of the Lost fan. Huge.
Were you really?
Mm-hmm.
We've had Holly on, and we've had.
I once saw Holly pass out at one of the and back in her bad days.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh.
That's the way conventions are, though. Sometimes,
Yeah.
We've done that.
We never passed out at the conventions.
No, we had that one room at Comic-Con in July we were at.
Oh, with
you were up in the party room.
With Redbone. Okay. We were drinking
chips
with
and
Redbone.
snacks in the VIP snack room. And then
we were boozing. Yeah, we were eating. There was one room where all the food was free and the other room where all the drinks were free. So we wound up in the drinking room.
Go back and forth.
And it's like, it's the end of Comic-Con. Everybody's starting to go like, oh, Tim, you were ready to just pass out there.
That was
man.
I usually sleep for about 2 days after Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah, I can see why. It's just a marathon.
You do a bunch of interviews. You do a lot of drinking.
Oh, yeah, it's hard.
And it was, when was your last San Diego Comic-Con?
I think 4 years ago.
Wow, what'd you go as? What were you just as?
Guess.
Wonder Woman?
That's only going to be for Halloween.
Are you going to Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I am.
We're going to need pictures. Perhaps you can put it in the appearance.
Facebook.
Wow.
I think I was on Amazon again. Yeah, I like to go back and forth as different
Wonder
characters.
Woman works.
Yeah.
You got it.
Wonder Woman. I'm gonna go to Zumba class like that, and then I'm gonna wear it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Zumba class on Halloween Day?
yeah. It's gonna be I think 2 days before, so I'm gonna go to Wonder Woman first, and then I'll wear it on Halloween.
Wow, good girl.
Pat,
What day
you
is
need to
Halloween?
go. We should go to Not Scary Farm. When was the last time
Yes,
you
you
went?
should. It's a blast.
I'll tell you, I covered Not Scary Farm for Fangoria.com. So, and you know, for me, everyone was making a big deal, but you're taller than all the monsters.
No, it's the sucky part.
Yeah.
Nobody scares you.
They're like, "Roar!" And
Here
they
comes,
go,
here comes a little midget man to bite your leg.
Well,
You know?
Who was that?
they jump out at you, and sometimes they jump back when they see how big you are.
Oh, not just you, me too.
Back in
Alright.
the older days, man. I remember it was like back in the '90s, early '90s, I think it was, and they had the ghost town. They had the zombie cowboys come out around and shoot blanks at you.
Oh, really?
Bam, bam, like.
I'm
give you a
assuming
heart
that
attack.
was before the death of Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they would shoot blanks. They would pop caps at
Oh,
you,
wow.
man. Yeah.
I never saw it in that. I never saw it in that era. I
Me
didn't.
neither, yeah.
There was some movie I was covering, and I had a big story on the effects guy, and so Not Scary Farm said, "Well, he did our horror movie based on quarantine or something like that."
Okay.
So they comped me. They had it was the age of Ivana Cadaver, who remember they had money problems with Elvira, so they got Ivana Cadaver, who I thought was great.
Wait, I never. Who's that? I'll have to look
She's
that up.
yeah, she's like an Elvira out of Orange County. Well, she's agreed to do the show. We'll have her on sometime.
Yeah.
You know, I have an interview with her on Boobs and Blood #2.
Wait. Is that the one that was at Monster Palooza I ran into and said she knew you?
Yes.
Oh, that was the one that was painted?
No, that's a different one.
Oh.
Ivana is a horror host. She's kind of like Elvira. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's cool. She does the show out of Orange County.
Okay.
You know?
Cool.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our Halloween show last year, we had one of the Hammer Dracula girls.
Cool.
Oh,
You know?
nice.
We're going to have to have her on again.
We should have had her in person, but you were in New Orleans. So.
Yeah, that's when I got stranded there and we could have had her on.
Because Carol Monroe agreed to
Carol
do the
Monroe
show.
was on there. God, that pissed me off so much.
And I'm not going to do the show alone. That's boring.
Yeah, right.
You can't-
I mean, you feed off the energy in the booth. If we're just me
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
here or just you or him, you know what I mean? You know.
It's
there's-
hard.
Yeah, there's no energy. You know?
Yeah, you have to have it.
He tried to do the show by himself in the beginning. and-
Oh, my first
you
show I
did?
did, I go, what am I doing? What do I do? And Dan's in there like, he's a horrible host to begin with anyway.
Hey, Dan, I want to see if Dan's watching.
Oh, no.
And
Hello, Tandy Drury. Thank you for watching. Hi, Fred Mertz.
Fred Mertz!
Woo.
He won't give out his real name.
Maybe it's Fred Mertz. Wait,
Maybe it is.
Maybe it's the late William Frawley
You
back from
never
the grave
know,
to listen to our
right?
show.
But his
Yeah,
brother is
it.
Roger Erneman. You know who I'm talking about.
Did you just out Fred Mertz?
Yeah. Oh, look, Eric Ogilvy, look.
Eric Galagi, woohoo! Eric Galagi, I'm going to keep the camera on you because that's where it belongs. No one gives an S about me and Jeff.
You see my awesome shirt? Adulting is hard.
Oh, yeah.
adorable.
Yeah.
I got it just for you guys.
We
thank you.
like that. Yeah.
You're
do.
welcome.
If you were in a Wonder Woman costume doing Zumba, we might need you for the Halloween show.
I'll come back. I know where you guys are.
I don't know. No, yeah, that's
We'll get our Hammer
that's a
Queens on.
promise.
She'll ready to call in and do another show. And our friend, the artist friend, member over at that does all the Hammer film stars on the at Wine Merchant.
Yeah, that's what we need on the air. Another dude.
He drew her picture. He drew a Veronica Carlson one, and I'm going to give it to her. I'm going to send it to her.
She'll slap you and say, "This is garbage.
This is no good.
Absolute
Take it
garbage.
away.
Is no good.
Throw it away. Burn it.
I need to kill the parents of the man who made this drawing."
Oh, no.
That's an art critic.
Yeah, literally.
Wow. No. So you grew up in LA,
Yes.
and you grew up in Downey.
Yes.
And when did you move to LA proper?
Oh, I think 2000 and
Keep that up. That's cool. It's good.
2014, I think.
Wow, 2014.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. got a little apartment and by LAX. You get buzzed like every 5 minutes. It's great.
Hey, I want to let everybody know. Hey, what's everybody doing? What's everybody doing Saturday night? I'm gonna go.
Keep the camera on her.
I know I'm gonna go. Have you seen The Room?
I've heard of it.
Tommy Wiseau. Have you seen The Disaster Artist?
No.
No.
Disaster Artist is great. It's
Yeah?
James Franco remaking the worst movie ever made in the story.
Yeah.
Cool.
Although, you know what's happening Saturday night?
What?
Saturday night is Beyond Fest on Hollywood Boulevard at the Egyptian.
Ooh.
I will be there doing red carpet interviews. It's pretty great. It's horror.
Cool.
There'll be a lot of horror celebrities. It's interesting.
Sounds like a blast.
It is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I
sounds
mean?
good fun, yeah.
And I'm just shocked with your height. Nobody's picked you for an evil nurse.
I know.
You would seem tailor-made for an evil nurse.
I know.
She would have been good in American Horror Story.
Yes, I've been trying to get on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir, baby. I've
Yes.
already talked about. There was one season they kept bringing me in, and then the clown proved to be bigger than they thought.
Oh.
I was going to be the secondary menace after the clown, and the clown was so popular. They said, we don't need anything else.
Oh.
That was fine. But at 5 trips to LA to be told that, oh, you're in the running, and you beat people out.
Wow.
And then finally it's you and Ryan, what's his name, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. Dang. I hate that.
But at least you're in the running. That's what I kept telling myself as I
Yeah.
wept in bumper-to-bumper traffic on the 101 on the way home.
Oh.
I know.
At least I'm in the running.
At least they know who I am. Maybe they'll call me.
Exactly. You have failed as a man.
I know. No, I'm not a good clown.
Well, I wasn't up for the clown. It was It was going to be a baby stealing giant. Yeah, and then it was literally. I remember it was kind of funny because they had no dialogue for the baby stealing giant. And
Really?
Yeah. So I come in, and then I was supposed to be evil. But I played the baby stealing giant sympathetic. That got me in the audience with Ryan, what's his face, the creator of the show, Ryan.
Yeah.
And he goes, "What made you go like that? You know what?" And I go, "Well, you wrote a character who's stealing babies because they remind him of a doll.
Yeah.
I don't think he's evil. He's not smashing the baby's head open. Not that you can get away with that on TV.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, go a different way. And everybody else is going scary.
Yeah.
My baby.
And so when I said that, because the worst when there's always the simple-minded giant call.
Yes.
And that one drives. I don't mind. Grr is fine because
Yeah.
at least you're tough.
Yeah.
But when you're in the simple-minded,
Then you're.
I've done like 4 simple-minded. You know, you're in the bib overalls and you're swinging your arms.
Oh no.
And your eyes are wide to show you're special. Those are the worst. You feel your soul dying a little bit at a time.
You leave a piece of it on the floor.
Exactly. It's
Oh,
like, there's my
no.
dignity. I tripped on my dignity again.
Excuse me, let me just sweep that up.
This is my self-emasculating performance. This is no longer mine.
You can have it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
My dignity has dropped. And worse is when you totally sell out and you don't book it.
Oh, I know.
Didn't you see me emasculate myself in room 6 upstairs?
But I didn't get it. Don't worry. I didn't get it.
You feel like that monk at the end of the Vietnam War.
Yes.
Just gonna sit here and have a cigarette.
Excuse me, I need my Del Taco.
Exactly. I'm gonna get my half pound and then immolate myself.
Let me cry.
It's always painful.
Yeah.
Now, do you love it? Have you ever lived in Hollywood proper?
No.
Good girl. Smart girl.
Yes.
It's dangerous.
I couldn't take it over there. I could not handle it.
I always loved the about acting there and living here. I've always loved being able to get out of LA at the end of the day.
Yes, I can handle it down there.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
it. The traffic at 4 o'clock on every street in Hollywood is just.
If you're not out of
Sucks,
Hollywood by
man.
2:30, you're there till 7. You're
Yes.
Oh, it sucks.
Just get a
man.
sleeping bag. You're there.
there.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
No.
You know, and you audition so you're not hungry because you know what I mean. I mean, it's like your stomach is doing flips. And,
Yes, butterflies all up in
Right,
there.
right,
No,
right,
thank
right.
you.
And then you're for the rest of the drive home, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, that's all you think about. Oh my god, I suck so bad.
I knew I shouldn't have ad-libbed that last line. I thought it was funny.
It was funny when I drove over here in my
Yeah,
head.
I played it in my head twice and it worked. But then you're doing it for the guy who wrote the material.
Right,
Oop,
yeah.
I bumped the table. I
Oh,
almost
watch it.
dropped the whole thing down.
Because I thought we just had an 11.3.
I was gonna run.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It will work.
My heart.
I will protect you. And together we will eat Jeff until help arrives. You're a little bony, though.
Poor Jeff.
Oh, man.
I've had worse.
I've done worse.
Just suspend your morality and you'll be okay.
This is the last Friday show of the month.
Who told you that? Yeah, that's true.
I looked at my calendar.
This is true because the 31st is Sunday.
Yeah, Monday is the 1st, and that's when I got to take off to New Orleans.
Awesome. What are you doing over there?
I'm going to get my
Lots of
shit
those.
back. I'm going to get my shit back.
He's a male prostitute and the fleet is in.
$1.99.
Just like in
Oh,
True
no.
Detective when Vince Vaughn wanted to get, I'm going to get my shit back. But he died at the end, bullet fire.
Well, maybe it's for fortuitous.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
It might be some ass kicking. I don't know.
That's the last time anyone will compare you to Vince Vaughn.
At least it happened once.
Yeah, but he had to do it himself.
Sort of
It's going to be
counts.
scary. I'm going in there and getting my stuff back, my motorcycle, my tools, and my everything,
Oh,
clothes.
literally
and
your
things.
stuff.
His rubber face.
Yeah, all my stuff at the house, yeah.
Blow ups. No.
His ball gag.
The movie making industry wasn't working for me down there.
I get
Not
it.
doing much for you here either.
No, it didn't do much for here either.
I'm telling you.
Not fun.
Did we talk about Joe Dick?
Oh, Joe Dick. I was another waitress.
Oh,
What is Joe Dick,
right.
But,
Joe Dick was like a kind of a farce comedy on a detective who was like kind of bumbly and crazy, and then I was this waitress at like kind of like a medieval timesy kind of place.
Yeah.
I had,
wait,
like-
wait, so you were dressed like a medieval wench?
Yeah, I was like a maid.
Wow, like with the princess hat and all that?
Yeah, right?
That's
Yeah.
great. The pictures?
I don't.
Wow. Where'd you shoot it?
It was in Hollywood at this hotel. It was so long ago, I forget.
Wow, Joe Dick.
Yeah.
That was the name of the show?
It was Joe Dick. Comes up and gives me $1 and then takes $1. It's awesome. It was my first movie.
But it was non-union because you weren't.
It was my very first movie.
Wow, as
I
a
was
waitress.
just a baby.
Wow.
Is it on DVD?
It's on
Can you get
Amazon
it? Yeah.
and YouTube.
Okay.
You can see me for like 5 minutes.
That's good.
Is it on Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
What is it under? Comedy?
Yep, comedy.
I will watch it this evening.
Oh,
Wow. I have 3 movies on Amazon Prime.
Awesome.
I'm not sure if it's awesome because I'm always thinking, did they make any money on this?
Right?
Look it up. I'm putting it in my. I'm going to put it on my Amazon Prime queue as we speak.
Cool.
Oh, good.
Who was in it?
Oh my goodness. It was so long ago.
I like the cover. I like the cover on it.
Yeah,
Right.
it's funny, right? He's really good.
Yeah. Right there. Watch Joe Dick, everybody, on Amazon
YouTube and
Prime.
Amazon.
It'll be a
Amazon
Greg.
Prime.
It'll be a
Joe
Greg.
Dick.
It'll be a Greg Lindsay Film Festival.
Yes, that's it. Greg Lindsay. Yes. I have this series I'm working on too for YouTube. It's all about dating, and it's most of my dates. It's all about really, really bad dates.
Wow. Do you reenact them? Is that what the show's about?
Yes.
Oh.
Ah, cool.
They're the whole first season are my dates.
Wow. Nice.
Yes. My worst one was at Disneyland, where I got set up. The only requirement was he's tall and breathing.
Oh.
And we went, and he hated me the whole time.
Hated you?
Hated my guts. Hated
Why?
my guts. I don't know. He just hated me. So we just went on rides. Well, I went on rides like by myself. But at nighttime, when the fireworks happened, it was like this final romantic moment. I was like, maybe something will happen. And he looks at me and he goes, I LARP. And I said,
I LARP. Oh no, I I hope you ran like hell.
Wait.
I covered the Larfies for Fangoria magazine, and these people are deviants.
I didn't know what it was, and I went,
Jesus.
"That's great."
I larf.
And he said, "I'm a vampire," and I went,
I'm a vampire.
I went, "Now?" And he went, "Yeah." And he turned and he gets at his cape and puts his teeth and he's like, "I'm gonna bite you." And I'm like, "No, you're not." I ran as fast as I could.
Did you at least get a ride home from Dracula?
No.
Wow.
I just bailed. I was like, "I'm gonna go that way. Look, Snow White, goodbye."
Wow, he was gonna bite you.
He really was. He really had a cape and he really had teeth.
Did you reenact that on the show yet? Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, we're gonna have that.
Wow, I'm a vampire.
I was like, "Well, I don't know what LARPing is, but that's great."
French maid? You're a French maid in it. Okay. Interesting. We're going to need pictures. What didn't happen?
Right? It didn't happen if you didn't give me pictures.
Yeah, we need pictures. Wow, Joe Dick, Fruit of the Poisonous Tree, 5,000 feet is the best. Mm-hmm. Was that about sex on the airline? Are you a flight attendant in that?
No, I wish.
5,000 feet.
5,000 feet.
Wow, let's see. Yeah. There we go. Looking for your credit. Yeah, you play mom in that. Mm-hmm. Wow. So mom and dad are going to bang in the bathroom? Is that really? Wow. Okay.
Oh, no.
Where can we see that one?
Right? That's on Amazon Prime right about now.
Well, you are a Prime Amazon, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
You can have that one.
Thank you very much.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's about time to let's wrap up this show.
Don't we have 7 minutes?
7? Who cares? Let's go out. I'm hungry.
Friday, okay.
Whatever. Del Taco now.
No. Yes, master.
I'm so hungry.
So where can we follow you online, little lady?
You can follow me on Facebook at Fat Girl Gone Rogue.
Wow.
or Amazon or Instagram, Fat Girl Gone Rogue 2. On YouTube at Battle Axe Productions. And Instagram, Twitter too, Fat Girl Gone Rogue.
Really? Okay. All right. That sounds good.
Yeah.
And what's next for you?
Those movies, Fruit of the Poisonous Tree and Loser, and then possibly the last one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Fat Girl Gone Rogue.
Great.
Cool.
Let's say goodbye to our audience.
Thank you, people. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for being
Jennifer
here.
Anderson,
Thank
you were
you for
delightful. It's Hot
watching.
Chick Friday.
And we'll see you in the next show.
Oh, no, you're right. It's 8:56. So we're done.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
We're done.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.